the royalty, all the kings that were misbehaving and the way they were enjoying. You know, the kings they have so much power.
Emperor.
Emperors, kings, they control what is in the air and in the town. You can just grab anybody and say, yes, you are sentenced to death, and kill him. So the Bible they had before was critical of them. And King James didn't like it. That's why he assembled some scholars that understood him and had them to write a fashion, and call it King James version,
La ilaha illallah.
to displace whatever the original book they have at that time. So once they wrote it, and as soon as they wrote it, the other one disappeared. That's what you have today. One Bible is King James version. The common knowledge. Google it, write it in your own Google and ask. You want to know about King James version? Why did it come about? It tell you all the story. But still, people still don't. They are still carrying it around. Will you call that one
Book of God.
the words of God? You can't call it the words of God. And the same thing that is still happening up to today. Even in that King James version, there are so many things that have been thrown out of it. And so many things brought in. From where? Who is bringing them in? Who is throwing them out? Who is the author? God is supposed to be the author of the book that He has revealed. Look at the Quran. Everything that Almighty Allah revealed, they are intact as it is.
لا يأتي الباطل من بين يديه ولا من خلفه تنزيل من حكيم
Quran has
حميد.
given that assurance. لا يأتيه الباطل من بين يديه ولا من خلفه, that falsehood will never overtake this Quran, neither from before it or from behind it. Nothing will come to change what is in the Quran.
تنزيل من حكيم حميد.
It says, "Tanzilu min hakimin hamidin." He that is most wise, the one that will fill this book. And when we are talking about the wisdom of Almighty Allah, it's not like your wisdom, nor my wisdom. The wisdom of He who created everything.
Subhanahu wa
He knows
ta'ala.
what had happened, and He knows what is going to happen until the day of judgment. Until the day of judgment.
فيه
No matter
ما
how small, no
كان
matter how big.
وما سوف يكون فيه ما كان وما سوف يكون.
Whatever will be that is going to, for example, now we're all here. None of us here, nobody here can tell what is going to happen tomorrow. This tomorrow that is knocking. You don't know. Where you will be by this time tomorrow, you cannot say.
كل
But all these
دستور
things are known to Almighty Allah.
سواه باطل لن تدلوا الضلالة فنون لن تدلوا الضلالة فنون.
That is how Almighty Allah has made it. There is no doubt, even creatures that are so infinitesimally small, Almighty Allah knows them. All their affairs, they are known to Almighty Allah. So, in this verse, Allah is saying,
والذين يؤمنون بما أنزل إليك وما أنزل من قبلك وبالآخرة هم يوقنون وبالآخرة هم يوقنون.
those who believe in the book that has been revealed to you, O Muhammad,
sallallahu alaihi wasallam,
and they also believed in the book that were revealed before your own, وَبِالْآخِرَةِ
هم يوقنون
and of the hereafter, of the last day, of the judgment day, Almighty Allah says they have firm belief. They believe firmly that certainly hereafter is going to come, and of course, that day is not a day of joke, it's an important day. Your religion is not complete if you don't think about the day of judgment.
Allah.
It's not complete. وَبِالْآخِرَةِ يُوقِنُونَ. Because it's a very, very important day when every human being will be asked to give account of everything that you have done.
يوم يجمعكم ليوم الجمع ذلك يوم التغابن.
Whatever you do here, no matter how small, the recorder that is attached to you is recording it. No matter how small, no matter how big. The day somebody enters and you gave him a baleful glance, maybe because you hate him, you just look at him like this and it's already written against you. It's written against you.
وقالوا ما لهذا الكتاب لا يغادر صغيرة ولا كبيرة إلا أحصاها ووجدوا ما عملوا حاضرا ولا يظلم ربك أحدا.
Say you try to greet maybe one of your brothers here, and you extended your hand, but unfortunately the brother is busy greeting other people and you keep your hand down. It's already written down for you as a credit. And you didn't tell anybody. Nobody saw you. The brother nobody saw you. But you knew that you wanted to greet him to have a handshake, but he was busy, not his fault. He was busy greeting some people, and you just put your hands down. It's not to be written. You see your account will be credited. That is why that verse is talking and says, ما لهذا الكتاب.
ما
By
لهذا
the time you see the
الكتاب
book, by the time you see all this record in your book, and you say, ما لهذا الكتاب. Hey, what type of book is this?
لا يغادر صغيرة ولا كبيرة إلا
لا
أحصاها.
يغادر صغيرة ولا كبيرة إلا أحصاها. He does not depart from. Look how minute the smallest thing are recorded in this book. The smallest thing, I think for myself that I did it, that nothing will recognize anything. I just wave it and say, no, this is nothing.
وجدوا ما عملوا حاضرا
ولا كبيرة, and even the big one also, they are also recorded.
ولا يظلم ربك أحدا.
We will see all our records in this book on that day. And Almighty Allah says, La yazlim rabbuka ahadan. Almighty Allah says, He will not be unjust to anybody. Allah will not be unjust to anybody. You can see even Almighty Allah put himself under that law. If he didn't put himself under the law, who is going to complain? But he assures you that La yazlim rabbuka ahadan. He will never be unjust to anybody. So the issue of justice that Almighty Allah has so much emphasized for us, even here, if you read the verses on justice in the Quran, they are very strong verses. Strong verses. Very strong verses. So they say that Almighty Allah is saying that if you are faced with a situation where you have to mediate.
ولا يجرمنكم شنآن قوم على ألا تعدلوا اعدلوا هو أقرب للتقوى واتقون يا أولي الألباب.
You cannot say because oh I hate this guy or I hate him or it's not from it's not from my people and therefore you perfect justice. Take justice away from him and you give it to somebody because you know him or because you like him or because you are close to him. That's what the Quran is warning you. لا يجرمنكم شنآن قوم على ألا تعدلوا. Don't let
اعدلوا هو
don't let your
أقرب
hatred of some people
للتقوى.
prevent you from being just to them.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا كونوا قوامين بالقسط شهداء لله ولو على أنفسكم أو الوالدين والأقربين إن يكن غنيا أو فقيرا فالله أولى بهما فلا تتبعوا الهوى أن تعدلوا ولا تلؤوا وإن تلؤوا أو تعرضوا فإن الله كان بما تعملون خبيرا.
That's another verse on how we have to be up and be when it comes to doing justice. And this verse says,
يا أيها الذين آمنوا كونوا قوامين بالقسط
Almighty Allah says, Ya you alladina amanu, those all you who believe in Allah,
كونوا قوامين بالقسط
stand right when it comes to
شهداء
justice.
لله.
Stand up and stand right when it comes to justice. Make sure that justice is done.
شهداء لله.
And be witnesses to Almighty Allah in ensuring that justice is done. Now,
ولو على أنفسكم أو الوالدين والأقربين
look at where the Quran has carried it to. Say, Wallahu
على
ala anfusikum.
أنفسكم
Even if that justice is against you personally
أو
or
الوالدين
against your parents, if your parents are standing like this and other people are standing like this, and there's a dispute among them, and they say that okay, maybe there's a dispute between the two people, and you know that this thing does not belong to your parents, it belongs to these people, you must give it to them.
والأقربين.
If you happen to be the judge or you have to bear witness, you have a knowledge that well, this thing doesn't belong to my parents. Even when your parents are claiming it, you know it doesn't belong to them. Let it be said that it doesn't belong to them. I am a witness. Give it to the owner. That's what the Quran is saying.
والأقربين.
Or those who are close to you, you might be a judge because they are close to you. They say, our brother is the judge. He's the one that's going to see the judge in judging this issue. You must judge according to what Almighty Allah wants. In which case, give justice to those who deserve it.
إن يكن غنيا أو فقيرا فالله أولى بهما.
يكون غنيا أو فقيرا والله أولى بهما. The people might be rich, they might be poor. It has nothing to do when it comes to administration of justice. Give justice to those who deserve it. Almighty Allah creates everybody and He's the one that actually takes care of everybody.
فلا تتبعوا الهوى أن تعدلوا.
The practice that is very common, not only in Nigeria, all over the world, is that people believe that if you have money, you can buy the judge. Yes. That if you have money, you can buy the judge. And we have a lot of stories, even here in Nigeria, a lot of stories like that. All this Almighty Allah is going to come up on the day of judgment. I've said it here. There there was the story of, it happened that sometimes there was the story of a person, a rich family, popular, known everywhere in this country. The son of the family, the son in the family committed a crime. I think it was murdered somebody. And he was caught. When he was caught, the matter was going to court. And there was glaring evidence, witnesses who saw him killing this person that was murdered. So they arrested the boy because the family was rich and they are popular. All those who are in charge, police and everybody, and of course, put money down and said, "Look, I don't want this boy to die." And something that is happening. What happened was that they will now look for a substitute,
Innocent soul.
somebody who is not innocent. He does not know what he has, what has happened like that. He does not know it. You just grab him and you take him. What is he? What have I done? What have I done? Do not do this to him. And they will go and take him to the prison and release the other guy. It is happening. All those cases will be revisited on the day of judgment.
Allahu Akbar. Allah. أولئك على هدى من ربهم وأولئك هم المفلحون أولئك على هدى من ربهم وأولئك هم المفلحون.
Almighty Allah says, those categories of people that we have read in the previous verses, they are
على هدى من
they
ربهم
are the ones that are on the path of true guidance from Almighty Allah.
وأولئك هم المفلحون.
وَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ. And they are the ones that are successful. They are the ones that are prosperous and successful. Now, let us understand this verse properly. Would you say, for example, in our society, you can see somebody who is so rich, he has made a lot of money, he has built houses, he has so many cars. From Allah's perspective, that's not the success that Almighty Allah is talking about. Because whatever success you think you have recorded in this life, in this world, apart from the fact that you will give accounts of how you got that success. How you got that success. You give account of it. And when you look at it, the day of judgment is not going to be a joke. It's going to be a serious issue.
لا إله إلا الله.
Because in Nigeria, for example, let's even in a city, in a city, let's say you get 1,000 rich men, and you ask them to come and account for every kobo of their property. There's going to be big problem. That all these things, they are result of your sweat. You did not chop government money. You did not steal money. You did not do juju. You did not do all this. You come and give account. And giving account is not before a job, before Almighty Allah, when you cannot tell lie because he saw everything when you are doing it. He may not talk to you. He may not talk to you. He may not have talked to you, but he saw everything. How are you going to defend yourself? How? If you get, in every city, if you get 1 million rich men, maybe you get 3, 4, 5 of them scaling through. It's going to be that bad. Well, you look at what is happening now. One thing is that, especially in our society now, people believe that stealing government money is not stealing. They are not doing. They say it belongs to government. Government doesn't belong to anybody. So they don't see it as stealing. It's not. You are not a thief
National
Give you
cake.
as yes, they call it national cake. Whereas Almighty Allah has commanded you that look at what وَمِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ يُنْفِقُونَ. Be content in what Almighty Allah has given you as a result of your labor. You can be rich. There's no doubt about that. If you, for example, if you are a big farmer and of course Almighty Allah blesses you, you can be very rich. But what we see now is that everybody, most people that are in working, they are in government circles, opportunity they are looking for is to steal money. Yes.
وما كان لنبي أن يقول ومن يقل يأت بما قال يوم القيامة ثم توفى كل نفس ما كسبت وهم لا يظلمون.
All these things will be brought before them on the day of judgment. So there is no hiding. There's no way they are going to hide it. You will see it yourself, and of course, you will give account of how you accumulate all these things.
إن الذين كفروا سواء عليهم.
Now the Quran is the chapter is talking about Alladina Kafaru, those who disbelieve in Allah. The chapter, this verse is now addressing them.
إن الذين كفروا سواء عليهم أأنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون.
This verse says that in Alladina Kafaru, those who disbelieve in Almighty Allah, Sawahum alayhim, A'andartahum am lam tundirihum la yu'minun. Allah is telling Prophet Muhammad,
صلى الله عليه وسلم.
you see, Prophet Muhammad, his case is unique. He was, Almighty Allah raised him alone in the midst of disbelief all over the place. City of Mecca, they were all disbelievers. And it was there Almighty Allah raised Muhammad.
صلى الله عليه
To now
وسلم.
start preaching to them one by one was an Herculean task. And Almighty Allah here is telling Prophet Muhammad,
صلى الله عليه وسلم.
those who are neck deep in disbelief, in Alladina Kafaru, those who are neck deep in disbelief, Sawahun alayhim, A'andartahum, am lam tundirihum la yu'minun. Whether you warn them, whether you admonish them, or you don't admonish them, they will not change. Many of us, we have, let us forget about Abuja, we have villages that we come from. You get to village, you see some people, they are still doing the same disbelief that we are doing when you were like this. You are still there, Abi? Eh?
Putting irons together.
Go to the wood pot tree and carve something and put it on the ground and they will pour in libation. And they will be bowing down for that
Red oil.
wood. Bowing down for it. They themselves pot it too. And they shape it, put it down, and they are worshiping it. And see the level of stupidity of human beings. These are the people this Quran, this verse is talking about. They will not change. The Ladina Kafaru Sawahun
عليهم
A'andartahum
أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون.
If their senses are in the right place, does it make sense to go into the wood, cut a tree, carve it, put it down, and you are now prostrating for that wood? Eh? This was the same thing Sayyidina Ibrahim,
عليه الصلاة
as
والسلام.
a young boy. He grew up in the house of idols. There are places where they keep idols. It's like a city. But Ibrahim will be wondering that these things, they are woods. These are woods. And they'll be worshiping and worshiping them